Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Joesephyr and I'm here to take you through your first day with Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. I've gone through this game a couple of times early on. I actually started the game again after I did my reroll guide, and I would very much encourage you to take a look at that if you haven't already, to get you a good start on the game. But I'm here to tell you about what to do once you've kind of got that start already. And you may already notice, but I don't have a camera at the moment, unfortunately, due to the heat that we have in the UK. My camera has melted. I now need to buy a new one. So for the time being, unfortunately, you'll just have to deal with this picture of me. But without further ado, let's get started on what sort of things you can expect on your first day in Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. So the first thing you're going to want to tackle will be the story, and this is a nice thing that I can tell people when it comes to playing through Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. If you're coming at this game from the perspective of someone who just wants to experience the stories in a concise format, this is not a one-for-one remake of Final Fantasy VII and a compilation of FF7. I just want to get that out of the way because I see a lot of people in my streams, which you are more than welcome, by the way, to come and ask me questions over on Twitch. Hopefully I'll have a camera back up by the time I stream this next. But if you have any questions about FF7 Ever Crisis or any other gacha game like this one, please do feel free to come and follow me on Twitch and come and find me and ask there. But this is not a one-for-one remake of FF7. It's very consolidated, it's very simplified. So for example, we have the FF7 story here. You're going to want to go through each of these chapters as time goes on. So you'll start down here with these chapters that I've obviously already finished, but you'll be able to go through these very easily. You won't have to worry too much about difficulty, or the requirements are very low. You won't have to worry about your power level or anything like that. You'll just be able to sit back and enjoy the story, and as you go through these story missions, you will unlock various different features in the game, which the tutorials will help you through. And I am planning on making another video to explain kind of the weapon mechanics of this game and realistically what you're actually going for in terms of power level in this game. But you'll also experience like extra sort of stories, so you get stuff from Crisis Core here. You'll also get stuff from Final Fantasy VII The First Soldier, which is what a lot of people are waiting for because they want to see that story from young Sephiroth that we saw in the trailers for the game. But I wouldn't count out the likes of Glenn either, because he definitely has some implications in his story that I think will be very interesting to Final Fantasy VII fans as a whole. So as you're playing through the game in the early stages, you'll probably see some of these kind of pop-up shop offers, all for paid gems, because paid gems or paid blue crystals, which aren't blue, they're red, are a thing in this game, and they are able to give you different packs that you don't get from resources you accumulate in the game. You want to avoid these at all costs. Like, you're gonna see these pop up over the course of time as you're playing it, and having looked at some of them, like you get one really early on that's not in my shop anymore because it's been 12 hours since I had it, that gives you like a ticket for Cloud that gives you a 5-star weapon, but it's a random 5-star weapon. Doesn't cost very much, but I still wouldn't touch it if I were you, and just ignore these while you're playing on your first day. So once you've gotten through the slightly aggressive, admittedly, monetization from this game, which you are very welcome to ignore, as I've said previously, what I will probably do, like I said earlier, is go through the shop to see if anything is actually worth purchasing for people who do want to spend money on this game. But I would say, until you know the game better, my best advice would be to not spend any money at all until you understand what it is you're actually spending money on. But once you've gotten past that, we can then start diving into the solo content that we have here, so that I can explain what the various different quests that you have here available to help make your character stronger. So you have daily quests here, which you'll unlock pretty quickly, which will give you parts for your weapon so that you can eventually make your weapon stronger, as well as guild requests. There actually aren't any weapon material quests here, which I find very interesting because there were yesterday and today. You have the enhancement quests here, where you have different variations of them. You'll unlock these as you go. The synthesis quests and premium quests are not something you're going to unlock quickly unless you're really buzzing through the game. So the only ones you'll really need to worry about are going to be weapon quests and training quests. So weapon quests will give you access to various different materials. So the weapon enhancement materials are designed for leveling your weapons, and these will take energy, which if we select one of these, it will take one of the teams that I've prepared already. You have the option to use like one set of energy, or if you have enough for it, you can use a stamina boost and you use 3 times as much to get 3 times as many rewards. So you're basically doing 3 missions instead of 1 at a time, which back in the CBT was another resource you had to manage, so I'm glad that they've taken that away for the full release. You then have the level uncapped materials, which are similarly leveled and scaled in difficulty, but there's only 3 levels of each. And then you're going to go through in order to get some of these materials, which uncap the levels of certain weapons. Now, different weapons require different materials, and this is something that does bug me about this game, because this seems really superfluous and unnecessary, but here we are, I can at least explain it. So certain weapons will require steel, certain will require electrum, certain will require rose gold, and I would assume that some of the other weapons for other characters will require nanocubes and genome pods as their like upgrade materials. Similarly, other than weapon quests, we also have training quests, which are very much what they say on the tin. You get experience from these various missions, and you also can do them for free without actually having to spend energy at all, but what you'll get out of them is going to be lessened than the ones you would have gotten through the ones that you do spend energy on. Power pieces you will unlock as you progress through the game, and these are used to unlock nodes from your character's growth stats screen. So this is a separate screen that you'll unlock as you've done some of the story. So again, if this is a little overwhelming, just refer to this guide as and when you start unlocking these things so that I can explain each piece separately. So as you can see here, my cloud has some of these nodes unlocked already. So I'm going to switch over to a different character that I haven't done this for. But you get a tree, like a skill tree, that can augment the different stats, and is also the methods for you to unlock additional limit breaks. So each one of these nodes is going to cost some of these pieces in order for you to unlock them and increase the stat, and that will allow you to unlock the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, etc. But after a certain point, you will start to need character-specific ones, as you can see right here. This is something you'll get from doing missions, from just playing the game, and if you go through the home screen, you'll play through a bunch of these missions. I unlocked a bunch of these before I restarted the game, and you'll get loads of different ones. Also in the solo content, you'll get dungeons, and then eventually you'll get the battle tower. Criterion dungeons are something that are like meant to be a hard mode version of the story quests you've already done, but they give you extra unlockables, they give you extra resources, so there's little chests like exploration chests that you can get more gems and more resources from, and then once you've cleared these, you'll be able to unlock more, and it will do missions. So realistically, your order for different things of content you want to do will be the story first, like get as far through the story as you can, because you'll unlock various features of the game by doing it. Then you want to go into your solo content, check your daily quests, check your enhancement quests, spend your energy on them accordingly so that you can then make your character stronger through either enhancing their weapons or enhancing their character growth itself. There is also materials that you can do, but that's not something you'll need to worry about in your first day. And then after you've done that, you can then go in and then go either the Battle Tower, which is a mode where you go through progressively harder floors on the dungeon, or singular dungeons like the Criterion dungeons, and even later than that, the Crisis dungeons, which are even higher difficulty versions. So you'll have plenty to do in your first day, plenty of like monetization things that you'll absolutely just want to ignore while you're playing through the game. Accumulate those resources. If you like the things you see in the potential draws, then you could go for those, but again, until you understand the game better, I would typically stick to just using the tickets that are given to you like throughout the banner, or maybe if you want to re-roll using the guide I presented earlier, you can use those and use that tactic to get the best you can. But on your first day, your priorities should be clearing content and accumulating resources. So that's just a short little video on what I feel your day one of Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis would like to be. I'm going to round this out by doing, because I didn't realize quite how many tickets I had, I'll do a little extra pull here, see if we get anything nice from it. And I'll just say a big thank you to everyone for watching the channel. As I said earlier, if you have any questions, then you're more than welcome to come and find me over on Twitch, or join my Discord. Oh, we got 2 5 stars there. That's a nice little extra for what appears to be Tifa and Lucia, which aren't characters I'm typically using right now, but I've got plenty of plans for videos on this game, like a tier list for the opening characters, what weapons you want to be going for, all sorts of different things. And yeah, let me know in the comments below what other videos you'd like to see, and hopefully by the time I make the next one, I'll be able to have my camera back on. So thank you very much for your perseverance with this, and hopefully it cools down a little bit so we don't have to worry about that anymore. A big thank you, of course, goes out to my Patreons. If you would like to support the channel as a full-time creator, it means a great deal to me that people would like to support the channel and what I do here on YouTube and Twitch. So if that's something that interests you, then you can join all the lovely people that you can see on the screen right now and supporting the channel through Patreon. So that's going to be all from me. I shall love you and leave you there. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall hope to see you in the next video or stream. Take care, everyone. Bye now.